Hey everybody, I'm John Sabino here with the Lafayette Sports Network talking field hockey signing day with head coach Jennifer Stone. Jen, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, John?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So this year you guys played a condensed season in the spring. And before we talk about the class itself, how difficult was it recruiting this year?
Yeah, um, I think you could probably replace the word recruiting with anything. And there were challenges in all aspects of life this year, but recruiting definitely was different this year. There was just much more reliance, obviously, on technology and recruiting off a video because it was our main option for obvious reasons. But I will say that it brought some unique challenges, but also some really exciting challenges. And for us, as a staff to think outside the box, and it was a different, but it actually wasn't all too bad, to be completely honest with you. But it was definitely different, doing tours of campus, and instead of people being able to take in the beautiful scenery of Lafayette, that you're just taking it in on a digital virtual tour. So big credit to you and your staff for putting a lot of resources together to make it that much more effective for us as coaches, and then certainly to the rest of Lafayette and our friends in admissions for kind of upping the virtual content across the board.
Well, thank you very much. And I'll just make my shameless plug here that will be updated within the coming weeks. So some new stuff on the virtual tour just to have in the bank. Okay, but back to the class. When I look at everybody in the class, I see that it's very geographically diverse. How important is it to you to have players from all over the globe?
Yeah, I think that just having experience from all over can bring value to any team. It's not necessarily something that we're looking for at the very beginning. We're looking for the best fit for Lafayette and the best fit for the program. So whether that person is from Easton, just around the corner, or if they're from the other side of the world, it's the same concept of trying to find the student athletes that are the best fit for Lafayette College and really specifically our program. So this year, I know we're going to talk through each of them, but we have 6 fantastic young individuals, and they do hail from different parts of the world, which is exciting. But all of them there's a common bond between all of them, and they're all fantastic fits for our program, and I think some really wonderful additions to the team.
Excellent. So let's start talking about them. So first, we're going to go alphabetically by last name. So first up, we have Alexandra Dura, a defender midfielder from Norwalk, Connecticut. What can you tell us about Alexandra?
Yeah, Alex is a really, really great girl. She right now is up at Loomis. So she's at a great academic institution, and I think her experience there playing multiple sports, I really think that's a benefit that's she's going to bring to Lafayette and specifically to our program. She's been doing quite a lot, with her club team and kind of navigating the space to be able to be successful in field hockey, but then also successful at Loomis with some other sports. So Alex is really determined. She's athletic, she's tough, and I think Lafayette's going to be a fantastic fit for her, probably in the midfield line. But I really do think she has the versatility to play all over, which is great.
Excellent. Always love having multi-sport athletes coming to Lafayette.
100%.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Next up, we have Lane Delmont, a midfielder from North Vancouver, another midfielder. What does Lane bring to the table?
Yeah, so Lane is kind of continuing. We have a nice group of players from that North Vancouver area, and from specifically from a couple clubs in that area. So Lane is a fantastic addition and a perfect fit for Lafayette. She's really driven academically, but from the hockey perspective, I think Lane's going to have a really bright future here. She is versatile player, probably naturally a midfielder, but incredibly smart, intelligent, someone that is in the Canadian pipeline in their system out there. But I think Lane's going to be able to come in and do really great things for the program as soon as she enters College Hill, which is great.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So now we're going to go a little bit across the globe. So all the way from Holland, we have Celine Brandy, who will play midfield. How did you find Feline, and what brought her to Lafayette?
Yeah, so Feline is home for Feline's just outside of Amsterdam in The Hague. And Feline actually has worked with a program that one of our current players is worked with when she was in her shoes, Simone. King's Talent was able to bring Feline to us. And Feline is someone that is a really, again, another midfielder. There's a little bit of commonality with that, but I think oftentimes midfielders can see the game really well. They can think the game in different levels. So Feline's a really natural midfielder, sees the game really well. Has obviously played at a high level over in the Netherlands, and we know that when she gets to Lafayette, she's going to be able to affect more than just our program. I think she's going to be someone that is going to have a great influence all across the community. But we're really, really excited about Feline's athletic prowess and what she'll be able to bring to the program.
Excellent. Well, it's great that you got to play a little bit with Simone before coming here. That's a good connection to have. So now we're going to come back to the States for this one, but we're going to go to the opposite coast here. We're going to go to Oceanside, California for Mackenzie Hall. She's another midfielder. How did you find Mackenzie?
Yeah, so Mackenzie's from just outside of San Diego. She plays with the Rush Club with Brian Schladorn out there. Rush has done a fantastic job with their player development. And I think Mackenzie is going to be a really exciting, powerful, dynamic attacker for us. So Mackenzie is used to playing at a really fast level. She's used to, really understanding a tactical game from her experience at Rush. And I know that she's going to be able to come in and influence our forward line pretty readily, which is great.
Excellent. Excellent. So now we're actually going to go even farther. We're going to go across the Pacific for our next recruit. That is India Ralph. She's a defender and midfielder from Auckland, New Zealand. And my question to you is this your first recruit from New Zealand? And how did she find Lafayette?
Yeah, it actually is our first player from New Zealand, which is really exciting from that area of the world. And our staff has worked really hard to put this class together. And Scott Tupper was a really big part of us bringing together this class. So there were some connections. And, as soon as we met with India, it was pretty apparent that Lafayette would be a great fit for her. She has, her family is experienced in hockey. Her sister plays for the All Blacks now, so she has a wonderful pipeline of playing at a high level, and we're really excited about what she'll be able to bring to our backfield line. But yeah, it's sport brings a lot of different culture and cultures from different worlds and different experiences. And we're really excited to add India's experience into the mix.
Yeah, that might be a good pipeline now coming in from New Zealand, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Good. Awesome. Well, then finally, last not least, we're going to go back to Europe for our next recruit. Lineka Sponz, a midfielder or center back, also from Holland. What excites you the most about Sponz?
Yeah, so Lineka has been playing in the Landelijk in the highest level with Huisa. So Lineka is just outside of Amsterdam, and Lineka is a really fun player. She is incredibly dynamic, really versatile midfielder or backfield player, and she is full of personality. And I think that personality shows both off the field, but really specifically on the field. She's just as good on the defensive side as the attacking side. So Lineka is going to be fantastic and a great addition, both in the locker room and on the field, and to the community when she gets to College Hill.
Yeah, and for any Leopard fan, we know that that's super important because over the past few years, you've had Lisa Vandergeest and Anna Steps, who have been great defensively, but then also known to score a lot of goals. So that's really important. Well, that's the full class. So what are your final thoughts on the full class as a whole?
Yeah, I think this class of for us on the recruiting side, we think of them as our class of 21. But from the admission side, they're our Lafayette Field Hockey class of 2025, and I am really, really genuinely excited about this group. They have some big shoes to fill with our class of 21 that'll be graduating here in a few weeks. But I think this class is full of personality. It's full of character. They're incredibly strong fits for the program and the culture of the program, but really specific to the on-field performance. I think they're going to be they are fantastic hockey players, and they're going to be able to come in and add and complement to the team. So we can't wait to get them to campus, but have a couple weeks and a couple months before we get there. But August will be here before we know it. So we're thrilled to welcome to the class. And again, a big thanks to the full staff for making this class come to a reality, because it was hard work, but I think we're going to be really excited about what we see in August.
Excellent. And you're 100% right. Yeah, if we're going to blink and August will be here before we know it. So, but I'm also happy that you understand, like, because when I'm doing it in my head, I'm thinking, oh, they're coming in, they're the class of 21, but they're actually the class of 25. So I'm glad I'm not the only one in that boat there.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's all, adding and stuff. It's kind of difficult sometimes. But Jennifer, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. And for more on the class, you can check out goleopards.com. For the Lafayette Sports Network, I'm John Sabino.